I thought each one of us could do one, and then we can do it as like a Google Slides, and that way when we do our Google Hangout, I can just screen share it, and then we can go through and each person can kind of speak on their slide. So I don't think it needs to be anything super long. I think more or less it's just an overview because we're gonna build on it each week.
Sounds good.
It said no more than 15 minutes, right? So I don't think we'll go for that. I don't think we'll go over
15 minutes. Okay. Okay.
Yeah, I don't think it would be super long.
Okay.
So.
Even if we just take like 3 minutes each, that might be perfect.
Yeah, yeah.
And what is this doing? We're handing in a presentation at the end?
Well, so next week we just have to have this presentation recorded, and it's going to get posted to a discussion board, and then people give us their feedback, and then we give others their feedback, and that way then we can change our presentation from there, because this is just more or less an overview of our general ideas, not really getting into a lot of specifics yet. Because I tried to look ahead for the next coming weeks, but they're not open yet, so it doesn't give me a lot of information. But it basically talks about, like, 1 week will be researching what, if any, other groups have done to try to combat this problem and things like that. So I think this seems to just be more of like a general overview of everything.
Okay. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. I don't think it'll be too bad.
Well, do you want me to go ahead and share my interview with the father of the Sudanese family?
Sure.
That would be great.
Just touch up on it. So it was not quite what I expected. I had his 18-year-old son translate. And when I started asking the questions, the father was very defensive at first, and he felt like he wasn't very trusting of my intentions, which is interesting because our families, we've done a lot for their family, and I'm very close with his children. And the son said, you have to know that the Sudanese culture, they are skeptics. They think that everything is a business deal and they're going to try to cheat you some way. So I reassured him, I'm just looking for solutions to problems in the refugee camps. And he thought that I was seeking wealth at first. He was a businessman before he came here. But when I started asking him, if there's abuse, what kind of abuse in the camps, access to medication, if there is, theft amongst refugees, what are living conditions like? The son said, the son cut me off at first and said, you need to ask shorter questions, which, okay, yes, I need to ask shorter questions. But he said, number one, my father wants to assure that you're not going to insult his intelligence. Number two, there will be no discussion of potty talk. Nobody wants to know about pooping and facilities and toilet situations. And he said there will be no discussion about violence towards women.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. Really? So
was that after you had kind of started asking the questions about those things?
I just said, I said, does this exist? What is it like? And he just laid those out very immediately, that I can't go into question about that. We talked for about an hour. But at the end of the discussion, his wife was present the whole time, and she only understands a little bit. But I felt like we were making way in our interview, and I asked her later in the interview what was life like as a woman in a refugee camp, and she just awful. And he wasn't upset by me asking her that. I was worried about that.
Yeah.
But I asked him, what we discussed is that the officers over the camp, so there's Sudan and then there's South Sudan. And South Sudan, he said, there's no way out of Sudan. Those that live in South Sudan try to escape to Sudan in order to get to the camp and get out.
They try to escape to where?
From South Sudan. South Sudan is like the armpit.
Okay.
Yeah, so they don't want to be in South Sudan. He said they have no way out. There's no hope in South Sudan. He said we left South Sudan, escaped into Sudan, got to the refugee camp there. And he said that the officers from South Sudan, or in Sudan, live in Ethiopia, and they drive 15-20 miles. Do I answer? Do you guys see that? Are you guys getting that?
I don't know why it's doing that.
Hold on. Oh, it looks like.
Weird.
You, Amber.
No?
Oh, that was weird.
You can see me now? Oh, good.
Oh.
Okay.
They're gone now.
Oh, weird. That was weird. It was like
I
that call
can't
that
hear you now.
Oh, really? Let's see. Let me get this.
I can still hear you guys.
Can you hear me now?
Hello? Well, so I'm on my phone because it, for some reason, kicked you guys out or something. No, because Ashley's still in the other call on my computer.
Okay, so should I just? Oh, wait. Okay. Oh. Yep.
Which shocked. I did not know that. He said it is so phone tech savvy. He said just today I called my brother who's been in the refugee camp for 10 years. And of course they're all upset because of the new Trump, which is interesting because
Yeah.
Yeah.
But he did say that that would be a really clever idea. And then I said, what would be your solution to alleviate some of the issues in the camps? He said it's leadership. That each camp has a leader, and he's the one that motivates the others. That there would need to be leadership training amongst the different leaders of different camps.
Interesting.
So that's where I thought, maybe this could be our solution to send, I don't know, different groups to do leadership training to inspire, motivate these camps, teach them, health education, in order to better their life while they're in the camp and leading.
I wonder, since they have access to phones and obviously somehow they're charging their phones, so they must have access to electricity. I wonder if, like, if there could be some kind of a software-based training with laptops. I would be just concerned about getting across the border with the laptops and getting back out with them, or just because of the experience that I had in Africa at the airport. It was extremely blatant corruption.
Oh, I'm sure. I am sure. And he did touch on that a lot. He said the corruption is. I said, do you see any kind of assistance, in terms of the government helping? And he just laughed.
Yeah.
He said, absolutely not. And he kept saying UNICEF. And his other solution in terms of leadership training, he said they only care about a full belly. And he said distributing food much better, much more efficient. He said give each family, a garbage can. And he picked up this garbage can and he said fill it up to here for each family, and it lasts for 2 weeks. Cornmeal and wheat. That it needs to be distributed more efficiently.
Okay.
So, I mean, then again, these are things that have kind of already, that are being done, but he said it's not enough. Not enough.
Well, in our reading, and maybe from other sources that I've heard, even though there is enough food, there's food that's being sent there, and theoretically there's enough for everybody.